Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to go over an article posted on SNY by Ian Begley that really breaks down the Knicks when it comes to the NBA draft, which is 2 days away, and whether it's going to be a good idea for the New York Knicks to trade up to number 4 to get produced guard Jaden Ivey. I already made 2 videos on this channel regarding Jaden Ivey, so you guys know if you've seen those 2 videos, I'm extremely high on the produced prospect, and I want him on the Knicks so bad to the point where I'm okay with them overpaying and trading up from 11 to number 4. So in this article, he does break down, that being Ian Begley, what the trade package that the Knicks are looking to offer for the Sacramento Kings, what the Kings are looking to get back, and if this is really going to happen. We also heard from Jaden Ivey himself in an interview, and he said that he would love to play with RJ Barrett. He loves the winning DNA. He said that it's obviously a possibility that he could play in New York. There is a situation where the Knicks are going to trade up to get him. So obviously Jaden Ivey spoke to the New York Knicks organization, and he knows that it is a real possibility that the Knicks or an organization that's going to be aggressive in trading up to get him at number 4. Unfortunately, it is not 100% guaranteed that this will happen. Obviously, there's a lot of things that needs to go our way. The Knicks are not the only team that are interested in trading up to number 4 to get Jaden Ivey. The Knicks have to sacrifice a lot of assets in order to get that Purdue guard and Jaden Ivey. And man, oh man, do I want him desperately. So before we hop into the video, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to Knicks Media, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Got a lot of Knicks content coming your way leading up to the NBA draft, and of course going into free agency, heading into the trade market, and of course Summer League and the NBA season when it comes around in the fall. And if you guys want to hit that like button, if you guys enjoy the video, I'll greatly appreciate that. And if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYKnicks_media. With that being said, let's get right into this article posted this morning by Ian Begley. So the headliner of this is, can the Knicks get the number 4th pick to land Jaden Ivey in the NBA draft? Knicks have talked about offering multiple first-round picks in a package, according to those in touch with the Kings. So this is really a source that Ian Begley got from the guys in the Sacramento Kings building. They understand that there's a lot of teams out there trying to go out there and get Jaden Ivey, trying to get that 4th overall pick from the Sacramento Kings, and obviously the Knicks are one of the most aggressive teams out there to try to get him. So now getting into the article, Ian Begley is responding to a question from a guy named Matt Price saying, there's only one question everyone wants the answer to. Will or can we get to 4 to take Ivey? And he means the New York Knicks when he's talking about that. Obviously, Ian Begley responds saying, thanks for the question, Matt. I'd like to preface my answer by saying this. Things are always fluid this year. As of this moment, which is mid-morning on Tuesday, I believe that the Knicks can get up to 4 to select Jaden Ivey. It would take a significant price. People in touch with Sacramento say that in the club's conversations with New York, the Knicks have talked about offering multiple first-round picks in a package for the 4th overall pick. I don't know which players were offered, but it wasn't enough to lock in a deal. So obviously this tells me that the Knicks are being aggressive and the Knicks are trying to get that 4th overall pick. The only issue is that they're not offering enough. And what that tells me is the Kings are going to wait till the last moment, which they should. If you're the Sacramento Kings, they have all the leverage here. They should wait till the day of the NBA draft. So number 1, see if Ivey's still on the clock. And number 2, if there's other teams that are going to really come in with last-minute offers that will blow them away. So according to this report, it seems like the Knicks are definitely willing to sacrifice future capital, which I personally think it's worth it because all the capital that we've acquired in the past couple of seasons, whether that's trading down in the NBA draft the past couple of seasons, whether that's trading Kristaps Porzingis, we still have that Dallas first-round pick for next year. All these picks that we have acquired the past couple of seasons are not just to build through the draft. It's also to be aggressive and being able to use that ammunition to be aggressive and be aggressive in your pursuit and go up there and get your guy or package those in future trades for veterans. So this is really a perfect situation that the New York Knicks have set themselves up for, to be able to sacrifice future capital and not being able to hinder their future, because we really do have an awesome young nucleus on the team already with RJ Barrett, with Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickley, Cam Reddish, Quentin Grimes, Deuce McBride, Jericho Sims. You guys know all the young players and the young talent the Knicks have. But the interesting question is, they're going to have to give up one of those young talents. And that's the interesting question I want to get into the next topic of this video. In the article, Ian Begley says, for the Knicks, I think it will come down to whether they are willing to part with one of their homegrown young players, like Emmanuel Quickley, Obi Toppin, or Quentin Grimes, in addition to multiple picks. That's a significant price to pay for an unproven player. Ivey's talent is undeniable, but if you're going to give up multiple picks and your own young player to get him, you put your job security at risk if it doesn't work out. Based on how the Knicks have operated under Leon Rose, I assume they are keeping all their options open ahead of Thursday's draft. That includes trading up, making the pick at number 11, trading back, or even trading out of the draft. So obviously Leon Rose and the New York Knicks, it's their job to go into the NBA draft understanding all different scenarios, whether that's trading up to number 4, whether that's staying put at number 11 and taking the best player available, whether that's trading back from 11, or trading out of the entire NBA draft and getting a veteran or acquiring picks for the future that they can eventually package for in trades in this actual offseason to get some veterans in the building. So what this tells me is that it is unfortunate that the Knicks are going to have to give up one of the young players on the roster in order to secure the 4th overall pick to select Jaden Ivey. Now, if you're going to make me decide between Emmanuel Quickley, Obi Toppin, and Quentin Grimes, I'm picking Quentin Grimes to be in that trade package. It's nothing against Quentin Grimes. I think he's a really good 3-and-D player in this league that can develop, but Emmanuel Quickley and Obi Toppin showed me so much last year, especially at the end of the season, that I am so excited about their future, and they are such a big piece to the future of this New York Knicks foundation that I do not want to give up them. So, if the Knicks can give up Quentin Grimes and maybe a veteran and a couple first-round picks, I would absolutely do that. I don't know if that's realistic. I don't know if the Kings are going to want more, but if the Knicks can give up Quentin Grimes, the Dallas Mavericks first-round pick next year, maybe they have to give up a second-round pick in the future, or if they have to give up another first-round pick, maybe, and a veteran, I think that could get the job done. And the Knicks will probably have to get back a veteran as well to make the whole financial aspect work. But it really is interesting, guys, and I really am interested to see what happens in the NBA draft that comes this Thursday night. Another thing that's really interesting in this article that he brings up is that the Knicks are really open to making sure that they get a point guard next to RJ Barrett. Who are they going to turn to a lead guard? According to Ian Begley, Indiana has had conversations with New York about Malcolm Brogdon, as ESPN first reported, but some members of the Pacers came away from those recent conversations with the impression that the Knicks were exploring several options at lead guard. Brogdon, signed through 2025, is among the options. But the Pacers didn't believe that, they did not get the impression that Brogdon was a top option for New York. So obviously, the Knicks are trying to look at the market, who's available in the free agent market, who's available in the trade market, who's available in the NBA draft, and they're really trying to weigh all their options. You guys know where I stand. I think that the New York Knicks are in a really good situation right now where they can package a lot of picks that they've got from past trades to get up there and get Jaden Ivey. Now, why do I think Jaden Ivey is worth all of this? Because he has everything you want in a point guard for the New York Knicks. We have lacked a true bona fide player to be electric at the Garden that can attack the rim. He's a playmaker. He can shoot from 3. I mean, I don't need to break down Jaden Ivey as a prospect. I think you guys know him very well, and you guys understand why he is such a big-time prospect, to the point where he fit so well next to RJ Barrett in Tom Thibodeau's style of offense and defense and the system he runs here. So this is the latest news about Jaden Ivey leading up to the NBA draft. I just want to give you guys my thoughts of this report and this article from SNY's Ian Begley. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Like the video if you guys enjoy. Do you want Jaden Ivey on the New York Knicks? If so, are you willing to trade guys like Quentin Grimes and maybe a veteran? Are you even willing to trade other guys like Obi Toppin? Do you want to give up Obi or Quickley? Are you willing to give up those players in order to get Jaden Ivey? I personally rather not. I feel like that's a little too much because, listen, you do not want the Knicks to overpay to the point where it's like, okay, that's a little ridiculous. When I say I want the Knicks to overpay and it might be worth it, at the same time, you don't want them to be reckless. You want them to be smart. I do feel like there's a lot of risk involved when it comes to trading up for a player that's never played in the NBA, because there's a lot of question marks of these players in the NBA in the NBA draft. But at the end of the day, you guys know where I stand. Let me know where you guys stand down below in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Like the video if you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Knicks. Peace.